Behold, HermitCraft fans, King Ren the King doth returneth, one last time to reign over the hermits in Season 9. Actually, no, that's not correct. He's just come back as a plushie. Your king spent many weeks in his vault forging this plushie for you, and worked really hard with Makeshift to ensure that we included lots of awesome tiny details from the king's skin, like the king's tiny crown, his diamond glasses, his diamond-encrusted royal coat with the H on the back, and even the Gigabug drone unit on his kingly belt buckle. Get yourself a piece of HermitCraft Season 9 history today, while also supporting me directly with this purchase. But don't dilly-dally too long, friendos, as this royal of most royal plushies will only be available for the next 21 days or so, and then will never be available again. So if you want it, get it as soon as possible. Anyway, I thank thee for your support on this campaign, everyone. And now your king must returneth to the spirit realm. Be gone, you fools, I must ponder. I said I must ponder. Greetings, everybody. This is Rendog coming at ya in another Minecraft episode from the HermitCraft server. We're kicking things off today, my friends, from the shiny new billboard of Blue River Raceways, where over the last couple of weeks, the incredible, the amazing, the most awesome Falsesymmetry has been plugging away, creating what has got to be the most awesome and amazing Blue River Raceway sign that my little imagination could have ever freaking imagined. Oh my goodness. Falsey absolutely knocked this out the park, guys. Look how awesome the Blue River Raceway billboard is here at the start of the race course. I mean, a couple of weeks ago, we asked Falsey to come and help us out here, or at least Falsey volunteered to come and help Etho and I with the Blue River Raceway project, and I have to admit, I did not expect her to do this much and to do this much awesomeness, because she's gone so far and above what was required that it is actually kind of scary. This is the exact vibe that I was going for Blue River Raceway. It's got that Mario Kart feel to it, that Nintendo 64 vibe, and it is perfect. If I could have chosen a billboard, this is the one that I would have chosen. I mean, I wasn't even aware that this kind of awesomeness would be available here at the Blue River Raceway. It's even 3D because it's a multi-layered font. So wherever we're looking at it, you can see that it has a sort of dynamic shadow behind the lettering, which is, I mean, it is just French chef kiss. Unbelievable. So I guess we're kicking this episode off with some Falsesymmetry appreciation, because not only has she built this amazing, incredible start and finish line, what is this thing? A grandstand, which, by the way, is absolutely beautiful, and I love it so much. Look at this. This is so epic. When we start the race here at the very beginning of Blue River Raceway and we look to the left, we can imagine the grandstands packed with the crowd cheering us on as we venture forth into the Blue River Raceway system. And, well, as we finish the race at breakneck speed through the final chicane over here, we come into the grandstand area and we can hear the crowd screaming their lungs out as the hermits come through here to finish their race. And this is just amazing work. And I just wanted to start this episode by saying a very big thank you to my friend False. What an amazing amount of work she did out here. This was way above and beyond what we expected. And she truly has made Blue River Raceways a wonderful place to visit here on the HermitCraft Season 9 server. And I am so proud of the way that this project has turned out. And False has really helped to bring the vision to life in a way that I could only ever have imagined. And yeah, this sign is just, it just hits all the feels. It's just perfect. So yeah, welcome to episode 53 of our Season 9 series, guys. We are here at Blue River Raceways for the beginning of this episode because there is some progress that I wanted to share with you We have not been back to this project for the last couple of episodes, and I've just been quietly plugging away at it in the background and on live stream, and I know there's a ton of you guys who are very fond of this project and you want to see some of the progress that we've done, and I thought we would begin today just with a bit of show and tell and a little bit of work out here to kick things off for the episode, starting with a Blue Rock Tunnel. I did spend quite a bit of time on stream working on this last night while we were in the queue for Decked Out, and let's go for a full immersion ride through the progress that I have made in the tunnel. Oh, this is a very tricky 90-degree turn, but as you can see, we're going for that very frosty look inside of the tunnel. I kind of wanted it to look a bit like a Smeg fridge, you know, with the red and the white, and the walls and the roof of the tunnel are going to be made out of snow, and we've got the red terracotta, and together it looks very frosty and cold in here. The roof is nice and low so that when we're racing through here we get that full immersion speed feeling, right, with the crossbars passing above us. Really helps to make this feel like a very fast bit of track, and yeah, very exciting because there is a little trap at the end of the tunnel here at the 90-degree turn. There's a spot to get caught here and a spot to get caught here. And that is a perfect location, I think, to try and help maybe catch someone who's out front. And also, this is the wizard's hat section of the track because we have a rock formation over here that looks like a wizard's hat bending in the wind. And this has been a fairly gentle section to race through, and I wanted to get the adrenaline pumping again just before we head into Ethos section on the other side of Blue Rock Tunnel. And that is why I've made the tunnel nice and claustrophobic with a difficult 90-degree turn at the end. Let's get the blood flowing as we enter into Ethos section for the final leg of Blue River Raceway, is the psychological thinking behind there. So, very nice. Still a bit of work to do in the tunnel. We will probably get to that a little bit later on today. But just realized this is my last rocket, so hold on. Let me get some more rockets, and I think I've got a box here. Yeah, we do. Okay, nice. And yeah, let's head all the way over to the beginning of the Polar Bear Express, which I believe was the last section of track that you and I worked on before we started working on Scabland. And by the way, I've got some great Scabland updates coming up in a moment in this episode too. Oh, it's a jam-packed episode, my friends. So many projects, so much stuff to do. But let's get back to the Polar Bear Express. I've got some cool things to show you. Alright, after a couple minutes of flying, everybody, here we are at the very end of Pink Petal Pass, which of course leads directly into the Polar Bear Express section of the race course. And of course, the Polar Bear Express is called the Polar Bear Express because, well, obviously it's full of polar bears. This is a very fast section of Blue River Raceways that features a very interesting hazard, which is this very cute little animal over here, which wants to show us his butt and not his face for some reason in this episode. Yes, polar bears, of course, spawn naturally in this biome, and that means that as the races are cruising down the Polar Bear Express, the polar bears are spawning, and the very interesting thing about polar bears and boats in Minecraft is that if you hit a polar bear with a boat, you literally bounce. So it is a very intense hazard for a race course like this, and you definitely don't want to be going into the polar bears. However, as I've been testing the track, what I have noticed is that the polar bears have a tendency to wander off of the track, and that's totally okay, of course. They are wild animals looking for food, looking after babies, etc. However, I want the polar bears on the track and as much of the polar bears on the track as possible to create as much hazard and chaos for the races as possible. And so when I was discussing this with Etho, he had an interesting idea, which was to add a layer of slabs above the red barrier of the Polar Bear Express, and that will keep the polar bears that spawn inside of the track. As you can see, we can't jump over here, so the polar bears can't climb up. And what we could also do is start name tagging some of them out here. Maybe we can name them after some of you viewers or Patreons or something like that. I don't know. Maybe I'll figure something like that out. But yes, the more polar bears we can keep in the track, the better. However, it does mean we are going to have to place an insane amount of quartz slabs. Luckily, I have been collecting a bunch of quartz here. I have also undone all of the red and white and red and white and red and white striping that we had along the Polar Bear Express. I did that yesterday. It took me about an hour and a half. And I replaced it all with red terracotta instead. And so what's going to be pretty cool is that the pattern of the Polar Bear Express is going to be slightly different to the rest of the track, or at least the barrier will be. So when we're at race level, which is here, the Polar Bear Express will look like this. Red on the bottom, white on the top, and that kind of indicates to you that you're in the Polar Bear hazard section of the track, whereas the rest of the track is alternating between red and white, as we can see here in Pink Petal Pass. As we come through this section and hit the Polar Bear Express, we will suddenly be seeing this new pattern, which will indicate polar bears ahead. So yes, that is the plan for this morning, friends. I'm going to settle in for some hardcore grinding here to get some of these blocks down. And in the meantime, I'd like to take you to the Frozen Citadel for a run that I did on the weekend during the last section of Phase 2 of Decked Out. And I am very pleased to announce that I had a rather successful adventure in Level 2 of Decked Out. From now on, I'm only going to be running the dungeons on medium, because we need to start progressing and we need to start getting down to Level 2. And on the weekend, I tried my very first attempts at medium runs and getting down to Level 2, and quite excitingly had a couple of exciting results. So if you are a Decked Out fan, you can sit back and enjoy some Decked Out action from Level 2, and if you're not a Decked Out fan, that is totally fine. I will be adding chapters to this video, so you can just use the chapters to skip past the Decked Out stuff if you want to. But yeah, let's head over to the Frozen Citadel for a couple runs from the end of Phase 2 and a couple of runs on medium difficulty. And yeah, it was super fun, also super stressful, because Decked Out is super stressful. But yeah, here we go. Run 4 for the morning, and I am now very worried about the Ravagers at the entrance of the dungeon. I feel like it was completely my fault, of course. They followed me back. But I feel like that might be it for our Phase 2. I think when the Ravagers get to the entrance like that, it is very, very difficult to get past them. But I'm going to do my best. I'm not going to give up. I could hold my shards for Phase 3, but you know what? That is not in the spirit of the game. I am just going to go for it and see if we can somehow clear through the Ravagers at the entrance. And still doing medium. I guess we can maybe lure them to one side of the entrance and then maybe try and jump around the other side. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. One thing is for sure, though. We do need to spend a bit of time getting the Ravagers away from the entrance if we want any chance of finishing another run today. So I guess I'm going to do some Ravager wrangling in this run. Maybe this run, you know, we don't even focus on finishing it. We just focus on trying to get the Ravagers away from the entrance. But we'll see how it goes. Right, that is a level 2 artifact. They're both over here, and yeah, you see if they have line of sight here. You know what? We can get past here, right? We can get past them there. Great. And, ooh. Okay, great. So we know that they're there at the entrance, right? We know that they're there at the entrance. Let's remember that for when we return. This also makes our run a little bit shorter. Because we are going to need to dedicate some time to trying to clear those Ravagers from the center area. But there's a Ravager directly up there going into Frozen Forest. We do need to find the key first. So this is the first time that I'm doing these medium runs, and I guess the focus in the beginning is trying to find a key, right? It's not necessarily about trying to get to the artifact first if it's on level 2. So I guess we just need to spend a little bit of time getting berries, avoiding Clank, and also trying to find keys. Now that we've added another sneak card to the deck, that's going to help our Clank a bit, which is fantastic. And yeah, just going to stock up on berries where we can and keep our eyes open for a key. We know where the entrance to level 2 is because I've been to level 2 once before on stream, but I literally died as I got in there. So I know that you need to get down to level 2 at the statue man. That door is closed, so we need to go back around into Frozen Forest. There's a Ravager in front of Frozen Forest, though, so we might need to do a bit of wrangling here. And there is a key. Oh, we found the key. Okay, fantastic. Now, let's get down to level 2 as fast as possible. I'd love to get into level 2, find the artifact, and then get back to level 1 for some farming. There is another key here also, and this can get us into Frozen Forest around the Ravager, which is great. Nice, we dodged that Ravager nicely. Now, into level 2 we go, which I believe is up here, into the throne room area, which is over here. Is that a Ravager on us? No, we're good, we're good. Okay, let's just keep our eyes open for a little bit of treasure if we can. And that is level 2 opened up. Beautiful. Okay, left, right, I don't know. Let's go right, I suppose. And this is our first time in level 2 together, guys. Well, actually, properly, legitimately in level 2 together. And I'm not entirely sure what to look for. I guess we'll see. Oh my goodness, his Ravager's right there. Okay. Alright. I think we dodged that one. How do we break line of sight here? Like, using this? Did that do it? I think that did it. Okay, we're into this, like, mushroom section. I'm just gonna try. Oh, there's a crown. Oh, that flipped right away. Is it here? Is it here? Oh my goodness, I have a feeling like it's here somewhere, guys. I don't know. This thing is flipping all over the place. Seek. Am I losing my mind? Is there verticality here? It was here! Oh my goodness. That's incredible. That's incredible. I found it. 23. Okay, we need to get back out of here. How are we going to do this? I guess let's try wrangle the Ravager so that we can try get back to the exit. Is he coming? Is he coming? Can I go around him here? Is this possible? Oh, it is possible. It is possible. He hit me. No. 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 Oh my goodness. How do I get out of this? How do I get out of this, guys? No, this is terrible. This is absolutely terrible. Can I go this way? Like maybe jump there? I think he's right here at the entrance. That's all of our berries down. There's a Ravager right there. That's not good. I think I'm dead, guys. I think I'm dead. I think I'm dead. I think I'm dead. Am I dead? Am I dead? I'm dead. I'm dead. Level 2 is insane. Oh, there's the exit. There's the exit. Oh, no. Oh, no. Falsesymmetry is stuck in the dungeon with no keys right now, guys. Oh, you hate to see it. I mean, what do you even do? I mean, personally, I would just self-delete to avoid the shame of exiting without a victory. But yeah, hopefully Falsey can get through it. It's just False and I on the server this morning, and and False is currently at the Frozen Citadel. I'm out here at the Frozen Racecourse, and it is the next day. My friends, I may or may not have got a bit carried away on the race course yesterday. In fact, yes, I got very, very carried away. Oh no, poor Falsey has had a bit of a rough one in the dungeon this morning. I'll certainly be watching her video to see exactly what happened there. Very intrigued. But yes, take a look at this, guys. Over the last 24 hours, I've been very busy. I have been plugging away here at Blue River Raceways. And last night I finished placing a layer of slabs above the red barrier blocks here in the Polar Bear Express. And now these wonderful polar bears, they cannot escape. and they will now become permanent hazards for racers that are cruising down the Polar Bear Express. I think we'll make it even more tricky by naming some of them. So we now have a Betty, and I've got a few more name tags here to plonk down on the polar bears. We'll go on a bit of a race in a second and name some of these bears. And Falsie is is having a trouble in the dungeons this morning. I don't know what face that is, but it is Scrunchy Face. I feel sorry for you, Falsie Face. But yes, you might have noticed, guys, that I've also been hard at work on another little feature here on the Polar Bear Express. And that is a strip of blue ice blocks, basically. And while I was thinking about naming the polar bears and keeping the polar bears trapped within the Polar Bear Express, I realized that we could make this entire section of the track a lot more exciting and interesting by giving racers a chance to increase their speed ever so slightly when they are on blue ice. Now, blue ice increases the speed of a boat by, I think it's like 25 kilometers an hour, something like that, over packed ice. Not entirely sure on the numbers, but you do go faster on blue ice than on packed ice. And because blue ice is extremely expensive, I'm spacing them apart by 1 block. But because a boat is actually 2 blocks wide, it will always be on a blue ice block when traveling across these strips. So the boat will basically go a little bit faster on these strips. Well, that's the theory anyway. I do need to do some tests and whatnot. But the point being, while you are traveling down the Polar Bear Express, you're going to be dodging polar bears, but at the same time trying to stick on the blue ice to get a little bit of a speed boost over those who are behind you. And I think this is going to add a very interesting dynamic to the Polar Bear Express, because it means that if you race really, really well, and if you are able to stick to the blue ice power booster strips, you will gain maybe 20 seconds of time over your rivals, because the Polar Bear Express is the longest bit of the racetrack, and the longer you can stay on the blue ice, the better. And that's kind of the theory that I've got with these booster pads. Now, I don't know if this is actually going to work, or if these booster pads have to be solid blue ice. I need to do some tests with an alpha test, and maybe I can ask Cub to come and help me do some tests out here. But I'm assuming that you do go faster on blue ice when you do it in this way. Maybe if one of you out there wants to test that for me, that would be wonderful. But yes, making the diagonal strips was also a very big pain in my butt. Did not manage to record any of that, but yeah, you can see that we have this entire section of the very beginning of the Polar Bear Express now blue iced out. And if we go on a nice full immersion race here, we'll see that that polar bear is wandering into my way, which is annoying, but it's fine. And yeah, it feels like we're going a bit faster, and you see it's kind of tricky. You got to stay on the booster pads. The booster pads are 4 blocks wide, which makes it a little bit tricky to stay on, but not too difficult. And of course, if there's 2 or 3 of you vying for position on these booster pads here, I think that's going to add a really cool dynamic. But yeah, that is the work that I have done to the Polar Bear Express, guys. I just want to carry on naming some of these polar bears. There we've got Matt, and I've got a few other names here. There's about 10 or so name tags here in the inventory. But I think this is pretty much what the last that I'm going to be doing out here for this episode at the racecourse, guys. I was going to go work on the tunnel, but I spent quite a lot of time on this yesterday, and I've run out of time. I do want to get this episode out to you guys in a timely fashion, and I want to go and do some work over at Scabland, because there's been some very interesting shall we say, developments over at Scabland, and it's all thanks to your guys' incredible comments. I've had some really great ideas from you guys for Scabland, and yeah, we will catch up on the Polar Bear Express again next episode. Maybe we'll do some test laps and some speed checks. I'll try to get all the booster pads in for that episode, but for now, we'll say goodbye to the polar bears after I name tag them, and head on over to Scabland for the final part of today's episode. Scabland, the project that makes me wonder every single morning what the heck has happened in my life and what am I doing. Yes, this has been a very interesting project indeed, everybody. A project that has made me throw out the rulebook when it comes to building in Minecraft, and throw out the rulebook when it comes to building things on the HermitCraft server. Because Scabland is how do we put it? Absolutely hideous. Welcome back to this absolutely insane project, guys. I wanted to start things off while I work on Cub's platform over here by saying a very big thank you to all of the scabbies out there who have been getting behind this project. And I thoroughly enjoyed the comment section of my previous video. And very nice to see that there's a ton of you guys who are very excited about this project and think that it's very weird and very cool, because that was the exact things that I was going for. Weird, cool, and gross. 3 words I never thought I would use when describing a HermitCraft project, but here we are. You know, it's that time of the season where hermits start to go a little bit crazy, including myself. Speaking of crazy, you might be wondering what I'm doing over here. Well, this is a result of one of you guys in the comments. Yeah. I have decided to raise the platforms of Scabland to various heights. And this is because in the previous episode I mentioned that I wanted to do something dastardly by making all of the platforms at the same level, except for one. But then one of you, or should I say a couple of you in the comments, pointed out that, Ren, over at Scarland, everything is on the same level. Therefore, vis-a-vis, ergo, at Scabland, all platforms must be on different levels, and that kind of melted my brain, also made me relatively sad, because it means I have to make all of these mosaics again, and it takes forever to make one, because we have to place it 1 block at a time. I've been making some progress back there with these 3, and I will eventually get around to doing all of them, putting them at different heights. But for now, I wanted to get Cubfan's platform finished over here. It will be mildly amusing when Cubfan returns here to work on his platform, only to discover that it is now, well, it's going to be the highest platform in all of the land, which is super cool. But yes, welcome back to the Scabland project, friends. I have got a lot of re-platforming to do here, so I'm gonna settle in to getting this done, and I'll see how far I get before I call it a day. But yeah, thank you so very much, everybody, for the wonderful comments and ideas for Scabland. If you have any more ideas for this weird, wonderful, and very disgusting project, hit me up in the comment section below, and who knows, potentially we can see them coming to fruition here in the scabbiest of all the lands, of all of the HermitCraft projects. Ren, what are you doing with your life? I don't know, guys, but we've come this far, and there's no going back. I mean, we're committed now to the disgustingness, and so shall it be. Minecraft. The only game in the world where you spend hours upon hours building something, and then, at a whim, because you read a comment or a friend gave you an idea, you decide to change the entire thing that you made and spend hours upon hours breaking the thing down and rebuilding it. I mean, that's the game that we love, right? Why do we do this to ourselves, my friends? Anyway, welcome back to the foundations of Scabland. I am in the process of breaking and rebuilding the janky platforms here in the theme park of hatred, pain, and disgusting scabbiness. And I've got to say, I'm actually quite pleased with how this is turning out. It's quite disappointingly made the place look a lot more awesome. We're trying to make the place look terrible, people. Stop giving me these ideas that actually improves the awesomeness of Scabland. This goes against the entire ethos of the place. Anyway, let's get some rockets in the inventory, because let me show you what's going on here. We'll take a sort of full immersion tour along what is going to become the main road. And as you can see, every single mini-game platform is at a different level. And yes, there is only one platform that is still at the original level, and that is the platform all the way back here. But what I like about this platform is that it is completely hidden because of the forest area here. So whoever builds a game here, it'll never be seen. It will be the hidden attraction of Scabland. The most scabby of all the scabs will be buried here behind the, what is this thing? A TNT cannon of some insane proportions. Anyway, yes, things are going well. I've blasted most of my morning / mid-afternoon doing this, guys, but I am very, very pleased with the results. I think this is going to be really cool. It's going to turn out so epic. once it's all done. But I still have so much work to do as the sun goes to sleep. We better go to sleep ourselves here too before we get absolutely phantomized out here, considering the amount of hours I've spent placing blocks, breaking blocks, and placing them again. Yes, you do hate to see it. Let's get the Gigabug out for one final look at the progress that we've made this week. And yeah, it's it's kind of funny that the only progress we've made this week is just raising each of the platforms up by one, you know, by between, I don't know, 3 and 20 blocks, I suppose. There's something kind of sad and scabalicious about all of that. You know, in many ways, it actually does capture the mood of what Scabland is, because, of course, Good Times with Scar does incredible progress in each of his episodes. And out here at the Scab Project, we are doing, well, not very much progress over the episode. I mean, I guess time-wise, we are spending many hours doing this, but visually, the project isn't really progressing very well, is it? It's kind of progressing in the opposite way that a Good Times with Scar project might progress. Which makes me feel, and look at these roads, I mean, this is, there's going to be no way into the minigames either, by the way, so this is just the most painful minigame district ever made. Although I am starting to slightly worry that this project is never going to be finished if this is the kind of progress that we're going to be making, guys. But yeah. Speaking of progress, I still need to get this video edited and out to you guys. I will include a bonus decked out run from Phase 2. For all of you decked out fans, we're throwing in bonus runs at the end of our episodes at these days. So stick around if you would like to see a second run from our Phase 2, which happened last week. And of course, next week we'll start getting the Phase 3 footage. And unfortunately, I haven't done very well in Phase 3 so far, but hoping to make a change with that tomorrow morning when I'll be doing a few of those runs. In the meantime, friends, I am going to get back to placing a bunch of horrible, hideous blocks here at Scabland. I'm going to then go do some editing and get the video out to you. Thank you so very much for watching. And my fellow Scabbies from all over the world, we will smell you all in the next episode. Oh, and don't forget, Rendog King Dog Plushie is still available. And yeah, please do go pick one of those up if you'd like to support me and everything that I do here on the YouTubes and the Twitches and the everythings. Guys, thanks for watching. We smell you all next time. Keep Scabby. Keep Scabby. That's a terrible way. That's a terrible way to end the video. Just cut. Rendog, cut.
Is ready for its next victim.
All right, here we go, guys. Second run of the morning. We've only got 4 left after this one, and I'm hoping all of this is okay. I think it's because this is here, the door is broken. That is perfectly okay, though. Going into the dungeon this time with half a haunch already in place, so we can just be really, really efficient here. Carrot there, deck ready to go, medium selected. Back into the dungeons we head, friends. And hopefully this time around we can do a bit better. I wasn't really watching there. That was kind of silly, and I want to increase my awareness for this run. All we needed to do there was find a key, so we didn't have to go running around so quickly. And the Ravager was just sitting there waiting for his meal, which was me. So let's try be a little bit smarter this time around. Compass acquired, level 1 artifact. Which is great. That means we can spend our time on level 1. Ravager has shifted to that side of the dungeon. Let's break line of sight. And there is another Ravager here, which is not great news. We're going to have to do some wrangling, or we can come around this side, I believe. Where is he? Yeah, we can come around here. Okay, nice. Into circle. Treasure Hunter has been triggered. There's another Ravager right here. And we're going to have to go around him, I think. There we go. Beautiful. And wow, that's 3 Ravagers very close to the center or the beginning of the map, which is going to be tough for us to get out. But we'll deal with that when we get there. We've got a couple of berries coming up now. So let's get them here. And there's more berries in the next room, as I recall. And it looks like Compass is taking us into this room, but this is closed. We're going to have to go through Frozen Forest to get around to this artifact. And I think this will be okay. We'll just take it nice and slow. We know that the Ravagers are here, close to Circle. And as long as we don't cause too much trouble... Oh, here we go. This is a nice entrance into Frozen Circle. I didn't even know that that existed, if I'm completely honest with you guys. Now we're going to take a guess. Is it up or is it down? I think we'll start on the up. Oh, jeez. Okay, there's a Shrieker there. Let's remember that. There's a Clank Machine. And it looks like this is not where we want to be. But we are yoinking some coins while we're here, which is good. And Ember Seeker is now initiated. More coins for us here. Very nice. Oh, here we go. I think it's over here. Right where the compass flips is where we want to throw the compass. It's definitely somewhere here, I think. No? Is it not here? Okay, very, very strange. Okay, I am very confused because it looks like... There it is. Okay, so I was in the correct place. I was just throwing the compass in the wrong place. 20? That's 20 frozen embers for this apron. That is absolutely incredible, guys. Oh my goodness. What a huge, huge amount. Okay, let's try spend a little bit more time here in level 1. Trying to stock up. We've got 1 crown and 20 frozen embers, which seems really, really good to me. I mean, I almost just want to bail now, but I think I'll continue doing a little bit of dungeon farming here, and we will just avoid that Ravager in that room, and let's go looking elsewhere in the dungeon for loot. Jeez, we are triggering all sorts of clank all over the place. Really, really bad for us. Tell you what, let's head down into these crypt areas. I just want to make sure there's no Ravagers down here. The heartbeat is not picking up dramatically, so I think we're okay. I know we can find some loot in the banquet hall here. There is a Ravager in banquet hall, though, which is bad if we have a run that brings us down there. Let's avoid that, I would say. I think we can come down here also into this area. Clank is starting to increase, though, which makes me kind of want to get out of here. We also know that we need to wrangle the Ravagers a bit harder, or at least there are some Ravagers to wrangle. Oh, there's a Ravager right there. There's Ravagers at the center at the beginning, and oh, this is so bad. This is so bad. Hold on. Oh, there we go. I made the jump. Oh my goodness. I thought I absolutely messed that jump up. Right, Ravager over there. We're going to go around this way. And I'm going to go all the way around the back, I think. You know what, guys? I'm going to get out. I'm going to get out. I want to get out with my 20 frozen embers and my 1 crown. That is going to be really, really great for us. There's 2 cards we can add to the deck. And already starting to think about the cards that we're going to be adding. I'm thinking maybe more sneak, because we are currently kind of struggling with the clank at level 2. But I'm going to try and get through. Where is the Ravager? Where are those Ravagers? There's the exit over there, right? Oh, the Ravager's right there. Okay, there's one here too. There's one here too. We got through. We got through. Oh my goodness, he's right at the exit too. That is terrifying, guys. Oh, excellent. We did it. Nice. 20 frozen embers in the belly, 1 crown. But there are Ravagers camping the exit and the entrance for our future runs, so we're going to have to do some Ravager cleaning in the next run. Try pull them away from there. Hopefully we get a level 1 artifact and then we can do some Ravager cleaning. But that's excellent. We got our first artifact of our 6 runs. Beautiful. You'll love to see it. Alright, I've made up my mind. I'm going to go for double sneak here, guys. That's what we're going to do here. We're going to get 2 sneaks. Even though we're not maximizing the embers, I would like to increase the time that we can spend in the dungeon. And I think we can do that with some more sneak. Of course, that's going to keep the clank down a little bit longer. Very, very nice. Everything's good to go. Run 3. Let's go.